Hussein Ibish is a senior fellow with the American Task Force on Palestine, a Washington-based organization which works with the U.S. and Palestinian governments to promote peace negotiations. Lots of very angry words, obviously, between Fatah and Hamas. Yeah, perhaps genuine anger. Nonetheless, though, do you think some sort of reconciliation deal might be signed under regional mediation?
I think it's possible because I think that regional states, particularly Egypt and some Gulf states, Saudi Arabia and most notably, are pushing for this, and they do have a lot of sway. And I think both political parties have been weakened in the past few months. Hamas steadily over the past 6 months, and obviously Fatah with this mishandling, complete mishandling of the Goldstone report affair. So it is possible that there might be a deal signed, but I'm very skeptical that over any longer period of time it would actually work.
But might not this not just simply be sort of grandstanding on the part of Hamas? Might there not be genuine anger, not just amongst Hamas and the people of Gaza, but people in Ramallah, we saw, and so on?
There is genuine anger among the people, because I think the PLO obviously completely mishandled the transition from the diplomatic register to the political register and back again. The two didn't ever meet up, so there wasn't any good explanation for why they did what they did and who actually did it. None of that has been explained. So of course, where there's confusion, there's going to be anger. But I think insofar as Hamas goes, it's pretty cynical, because actually they completely rejected and angrily rejected the report and complained about it in they did not.
But eventually said they would look into it in investigation.
Once it became pretty clear that they could score political points off of the PLO, they reversed themselves entirely on the issue. So I think, frankly, to credit Hamas with anything other than cynicism on the Goldstone report issue is very hard.
Surely there's genuine anger, and they are right, and they're reflecting that anger amongst their own constituencies and others. And this comes on the heels of Fatah completely failing to work within its own terms of negotiation and trying to forge a two-state solution with the Obama issue.
There's a lot of
frustration. Maybe it's not right to have a unity government with these guys in Fatah because they're useless, and that's probably what they're trying to say.
I think that is something certainly that Hamas is saying, and I think that there are plenty of people in Fatah who are wondering what's the point of having a unity government with Hamas when Hamas does reckless actions that contribute to things like the Gaza war, and that takes a diplomatic position, refusing to compromise with the quartet, refusing to accept the notion that the goal of negotiations is a two-state solution. They complaints on both sides. They really have not. They've made all kinds of mixed statements. They've had a policy of constructive ambiguity where one leader says one thing one day and another leader says another thing the next. They don't have a clear position that they accept the principle of a two-state solution at all. In fact, they're very clear that they'll never recognize the state of Israel, which really is not a functional position diplomatically.
They've said that they recognize 67 borders.
Yeah, but that is not sufficient. It is not enough to do that.
It's been enough, though, for many in Washington and in European capitals and so on.
It is not at all. I think that's not true at all. There's no engagement. There's no Western engagement with Hamas, and I think the Arab states have a very difficult time also dealing with Hamas as well. Popular anger, no doubt, but the fact that Hamas is rather cynically exploiting this, I think, seems very clear. Now, I think it's also true, though, that both parties have adopted positions that make reunification difficult and reconciliation difficult. The best we could hope for from a reconciliation deal, and I think this is important, is to hold elections. Elections were agreed for January. The PA wants to have them. Hamas wants to delay them. If a reconciliation deal could set the stage for elections that could clarify authority and legitimacy among the Palestinians, that would be a great thing. That's how it should be done.
Hussein Ibish, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Israel's Prime Minister has also spoken